I've never seen you once blame anybody else. It's easy to do. When you have that mindset, you're a slave.
Like my biggest thing, dude, was I could not figure out. I was so stressed out about what was to come in life, and I get all this anxiety. I need more money, you know what I mean? Like I need to get this, and that done tomorrow. Or if it wasn't that, late at night, and I was thinking, damn, I can't believe I did that.
I've met, and I'm sure you've met as well, the people that have had the perfect life, grew up in the perfect household, never struggled, and dude, they're depressed. Don't beat yourself down, but instead flip that to, I'm going to use this as motivation to never get to this point again and be better.
Because people depend on me, bro. When people depend on me, I don't have time to go out and think about myself or use drugs or go drink or go to be quite frank.
All right, what is going on, guys? Another episode of Prosper Pod coming at you. Today, I got a stud, my buddy, David Starr. And bro, not only are you a stud salesman, but I've just enjoyed getting to know you over the years we've known each other. And it's been really inspirational to see just your progression and transformation of the person you were when we first met to the person now that you've developed yourself to become. So without further ado, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you having me on. Like I told you before the start, this place looks great. So happy to be here.
Absolutely. And if you work with us, you probably know who David is. But for those that don't work with us or those that don't know who you are, where are you from?
I'm from a small town, Findlay, Ohio. But now I live in Columbus. So obviously a bigger city life now is living in the country for a big portion of my life.
100%. So we're both some small town Midwest boys. Dude, what was your childhood like?
Well, it was a lot of country stuff, dude. Like riding four wheelers,
hell yeah, brother.
Pond, fishing, hell yeah, brother. Hunting, fishing, doing all the things. A little bit of side hustles. I was selling bugs at the end of my driveway. Going to collect them and selling them at the end of my driveway to the neighbors. We were just playing out with the neighborhood kids, dude. It was just like your, 2000s, early 1900s or 1990s lifestyle, dude.
Yeah, the best way to grow up.
Simple,
like.
Bro.
Simple, best way. Kids nowadays will never be able to relate. They don't know.
No, dude, not at all. Not with the technology and the video games. Like we used to ride wagons down the hill and just like hope that the wagon would just like turn sideways so we'd flip out of it. Like that was our amusement, dude. And then like the winters, like we would tie up sleds to four-wheelers and just go rip through the trails, and like it was just a blast, dude. Like we just never ran out of stuff to do because we were so creative and just coming up with new things, right?
Oh yeah, bro. Like dude, we would tie a tube to the back of our four-wheeler, go out there in the winter, we'd just be whipping that thing like slam into trees and like different things. I remember at one point we went out in the cornfield beside my house and I just had a bunch of fireworks and we found this badger hole and we were just throwing fireworks in the badger hole, like trying to get the badger to come out.
Had your airsoft guns ready for what was coming out?
Yeah, we did, bro. Yeah. We legit, we had our airsoft guns. We played a lot of airsoft. So yeah, dude, it was just growing up in the Midwest. In 2000s, early 90s, nothing beats it.
Dude, nothing beats it, man. Nothing beats it.
But, okay, so eventful childhood. Then talk to us about your teenage years, like high school, after high school. What did that look like?
Dude, I was never the popular kid, but I was the kid that was always trying to fit in. Yeah. You know them, right?
Sure, yeah.
So, always trying to be buddy with the popular kids and, like, never really truly being fully accepted because I wasn't good at sports. Right? I tried, but I never really put my mind to it. So, I was trying to fit in a lot of high school. When I did get in sports, I think a a couple of the older kids that my sister knew kind of seen that, so they kind of include me in. So I hung out with a lot of the older kids once I got into college, that were 2-3 years above me. And you know, my sister would always include me in all the stuff she was doing, so I hung out with her and her friends a lot. But high school was a little bit tough, man. A little bit tough. I always felt like I was like the underdog story almost, but never like making anything of it. So I found myself into some of the wrong crowds in high school even. And I didn't know it at the time. I just thought that like, oh, like these people are accepting of me. So, like I'll just see kind of where this goes. And, you know, to get real with you, man, like that led into exploration and different things like mushrooms and trying smoking pot for the first time. And,
Right.
Since the popular kids didn't accept me, I wanted to try to fit in with the older kids who were doing that type of stuff. And then I was bringing that to the kids in my age class. And then like, I felt a little bit more like I was in a community at that point. Right. So, you know, like I said, man, it was a little bit difficult. I wish, actually, I don't regret anything, but you know, I didn't really like listen to my parents much. I was like that rebel kid.
Same.
You know, hey, don't do this, don't do that. Or my mom's like, you know, where are you going tonight? And I'd have to lie and be like, oh, I'm just going to go stay at night with one of my friends. But then like we were sneaking out and going to drink and stuff. So I feel like that's what a lot of my high school was, just sneaking around, trying to be that rebel child, but get away with it. And I was never getting away with anything. I was never a good liar, dude. Could never keep a straight face. Could never keep the story straight either.
Oh, that's funny, dude. I don't know. We had such similar high school experiences, because for me, so I was homeschooled all the way up until 8th grade. So very little social exposure. And then in 8th grade, well, that was actually the year my mom died too. So dealing with, you know, the death of my mom, and then like going to school, like meeting all these new people. And the school I went to is a small Lutheran school. There was 8 people in my class, and they had been buddies since kindergarten. So I'm like the new kid, didn't fit in, and just pretty much didn't vibe with anybody I was in school with. So I felt very isolated there. And then from there, it's pretty much, it was almost a new school every year, because I went from 8th grade, then I went to the high school Lutheran school, and then after that I went to a completely different public school called Tri-Valley, and then I was there for 2 years, and then my senior year went to boarding school. So I've done every type of schooling, from homeschool to private school to public school to boarding school.
Yeah, a lot of change, right?
A lot of change, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was, dude, this was character building.
Yeah, it is, dude. It really is. But you know, with my situation, the elementary, the middle school, and the high school were all the same building. Right? So everyone knew everyone, bro. And like you couldn't get away from the reputation that you built as a young kid.
Oh no.
Dude, so I know, bro. So I was looked at as like the bad kid, like growing up the whole entire time. And like, you know, it's really hard to kind of repair reputations, especially, you know, when you're in that type of environment, a really small town, and everyone knows everything. Everyone's trying to gossip about you and your family on what's going on. And
yeah.
Just trying to get away from that, dude. And like, there's a lot of nights, dude, where I was just like really getting down on myself about that. And that led a lot into like, you know, my belief systems when I started growing up more, because I started believing all that gossip that was being thrown at me and my family. And it's just like, as a young kid, you know, my parents never really talked to me about how to deal with those types of emotions, you know, because it was the suck it up, get back up type of mentality in the household.
Well, I feel like a lot of parents are that way, because that was, especially in the Midwest, because that was their generation. Mm-hmm. And then you go back a generation further, and especially our grandparents' generation. I mean, bro, they lived through the Great Depression. That was an aggressive generation where they're fighting to like stay alive and to be able to feed their family. Like when you're trying to feed your family, you're not too concerned about your emotions. And I don't think that was a topic back then. And it's just, I mean, I don't know about you, bro, but like my dad, if I talk back to him, he disciplined me. He would beat my ass. Like, not in like an abusive way. Like I deserved it, but it's just, that's how it was. It's just that aggressive generation that they didn't talk about feelings. I think my grandpa told my grandma he loved her probably 5 times throughout their 70 years of marriage. So it's just, whether it's good or bad, it's how it was.
Here's how I look at it. Like my dad and my mom did the best that they could with what they had and what they knew. Right. But now, like, what I've learned from my experience of going through that and you know, hearing other people's experiences on how their families were, I was always wishing I was in that family. Right. But my family did the best that they could with what they had. Because they grew up a lot different, but I know how to break that spiritual chain now for my kids going forward. And that makes me really excited.
Yeah. I feel like there's different stages when you're growing up as a kid, and you go as you mature, you go through the various phases of where phase 1 is you look up to your parents and like they're angels and they can do nothing wrong and you love them and they're awesome and you just want to spend all the time with them. And then you go to phase 2 where you hate them and you're like, you're terrible. I don't want anything to do with you. And then, you know, phase 3 is what you said, where now you have context and you understand where you said, hey, my childhood wasn't perfect. You know, they made a lot of mistakes, but dude, they did the best they could. They did the best they could and they loved me. And that's all that matters.
Yeah. And I'm sure you can relate to this. You know, my dad passed away 6 years ago, but when you don't have that family member to go back to and just be like, hey, you were right. You know what I mean? Like, you were right. And like, I'm sorry I didn't listen to you. Like, that stings a little bit, you know, but, you know, I also believe my dad's really proud of me right now, how far I've came in life at such a young age, you know,
100%.
So, and all the, family generational bullshit chains that I have been able to break already. And, you know, I'm excited for like what's to come next.
Yeah, bro. And dude, I'm really excited for this podcast because you have been through a fair amount of adversity and you've dealt with it, but I've never seen you once blame anybody else or play the victim card, which a lot of people do in this generation. Like, oh, it was my childhood. It was, you know, my father passed away or this happened or da-da-da-da, which is, it's easy to do. And a lot of people fall into that trap, but that's when you have that mindset, you're a slave because you have no control and you're essentially trapped. Like if you blame other people for your problems, you have no control over them. So what do you do about it? But when you take full accountability and you're like, hey, like this isn't ideal, but you allow that and develop you, that helps develop and become a better person. That's how you can elevate to a higher level of mindset. And to be honest with you, I've shared this before, but I mean, dude, some of the happiest people in life and the most content and the most fulfilled are also the people that have the toughest backstories and have been through the most adversity.
Agreed.
Why do you think that is?
I think they have more appreciation.
Yes.
More appreciation for life. You know, they've been through the shit. They can have empathy for the people that have been through it as well. And you see life a lot different through, you know, different lenses when you're going through that shit. Mm-hmm. And you come out on the other side of it. And you just realize, man, like, everything's not as deep as you always make it out to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my biggest thing, dude, was that like I could not figure out was I was so stressed out about what was to come in life. And I get all this anxiety, dude, just worrying about, oh gosh, like I need more money. You know what I mean? Like I need to get this, and that done tomorrow. Or if it wasn't that, it was either late at night and I was thinking, damn, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I did that, you know, to that person, or I can't believe that I did that to my family, or I lied about this, you know, and getting real down on myself and depressed. Like I could never just stay present like I am with you in this room and just talk to you or enjoy life and what's around me. You know what I mean? Like that was the most difficult thing ever. It's just so simple at the end of the day. Like I ain't gotta worry about what's happening tomorrow, because we don't even know if we get that.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
I don't have to dwell on the past, because I don't got to be like that anymore. I can wake up a new person every day. That's why they call it the present, dude. It's like right here, right now, this is all we got. The world blows up right here. This podcast is all we got. And I'm really thankful to be here with you today, bro.
Thankful for you, bro. Thankful for you. And, the highs they're not as high without the lows and going through the valleys. And on the flip side, dude, I've met, and I'm sure you've met as well, the people that have had the perfect life, grew up in the perfect household, never struggled, and dude, they're depressed. They're depressed, and they're victims, and they're not living a fruitful life. So I really believe, and I'm a firm believer that everything in life that happens to us happens for a reason, and it's to develop us and allow us to become a good thing. Because life is all about perspective. Life is all about perspective. And we're so quick to label positive or negative connotations about certain aspects of and certain things that happen. Like, oh, it's raining outside, so that's bad. The sun is shining, so that's good. Well, how do you know that? Why do you think that? We need rain for the crops to grow.
Preach.
You never really know until, some people never know, but every single thing that's happened that's bad in my life, I look back and I'm like, damn, I'm so glad that happened, because that allowed this door to open, or this to happen, or whatever else. And sometimes it takes a few years for you to figure out what it is. Sometimes it takes 10 years. Sometimes you never find out, but everything happens for a reason.
100% agree, dude. 100% agree. And that whole water, harvesting the crops and stuff, dude, that's great. Because like that's the different type of thinking you got to think about, like getting the other side of it. I think Buddhism taught me a lot about that when I was just studying that in rehab.
Really? You studied Buddhism in rehab?
Yeah, dude. I just wanted to start dipping into all the religions and just seeing like what they were all about. Because like if there's 8 water bottles on the desk here, or 8 Gatorades, and it's all different colors, and I'm just like, I like blue only. Like I only like blue, but I haven't tasted all the other flavors. How do I really know?
Interesting. Yeah, because we'll get into that here in a sec. Okay. And I want to hear about how rehab was, because we were talking over in my office a few hours ago, and I was like, dude, I want to hear it, but just save it for the podcast.
Okay.
So we'll going in chronological time order though. So you started experimenting with drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Your father passed away.
Mm-hmm.
What did the rest of that trajectory look like? Give us a brief overview. Some of the rest of the adversity, good things and bad things.
Yeah.
You faced over that time period.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think it started at my dad's funeral, because like, dude, that type of stuff doesn't hit you right then and there. It doesn't hit you until maybe months or years down the line that your dad's actually gone. He's not coming back.
Right.
And that was something that was really difficult for me to comprehend, because at the funeral, people were saying, you got to be the rock for the family now. And, I'm 19, 20 years old, and I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what does that even mean? You know what I mean? I have no idea what you're talking about, but I'll try to put on the face for you. And like, for me, that was really tough, dude, because I always felt like I had to put on this face, or like live a double life of being that rock for my family. But then there's also a part of me that's really hurting, like really bad, even from my childhood, that I haven't gotten over stuff. And now you're adding on top of a massive event that just happened in the blink of an eye, right? Because he wasn't sick, right? He wasn't injured, or he was injured obviously, but he wasn't sick. It just happened all of a sudden. He fell down 3 stairs, and it was a call late at night that I wasn't expecting. So through that, I was self-medicating myself. I didn't go to therapy. I didn't do anything about it. I just kept walking on life like nothing had happened. And I thought I'd be all right. And I was in college at the time, so I started suppressing my feelings whenever I felt uncomfortable, right? It wasn't even just about my dad, but it was any uncomfortable situation that I felt like that anxiety pop in that I talked about, or that depression. I didn't want to feel those things. And the only time I could feel like what I thought present in the moment is when I took those drugs, right? I could slow all of it down a little bit, just be right here. So, that went on for a while, man. And
How long did that go on for?
6 years, dude, up until the beginning of this year. It went on for that long consistently. There were no days off. I hit it really well. Not many people knew I was using the drugs I was using. Because like I still did all the things you're supposed to do in life that make you look successful. But on the inside, it wasn't success, dude. It was defeat after defeat after defeat in my head. And that's what I told myself, like you said, like you never complained about it. That's because I put on that face, bro. But to me, like I would never talk to you or anyone else the way I talk to myself. You know what I mean? That's still a problem for me today to day. It's not like I'm magically cured, but like I would never talk to anyone the way I talk to myself.
You see that? Obviously, I mean, in this context, it's a negative thing, but I'm the same way. Like I'm very highly critical of myself. And if you have the right mindset towards it, you can flip it from being something negative to something positive. Where Alex Hormozi talks about the traits of pretty much any highly successful individual is they have a superiority complex where they think they can achieve more and they think deep down they think they're better than other people, but they're incredibly insecure and they think they're never going to be enough.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because I used to be the same way. Like I used to beat myself up about everything, dude. And I'm just like, I flipped that to, well, I'm not going to beat myself up about it and I'm going to forgive myself, but I'm also going to hold myself accountable. And if I fuck something up, you fucked up, and just live with that. And it's don't beat yourself down, but instead flip that to, I'm going to use this as motivation to never get to this point again and be better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100% agree with that. When I start getting those thoughts, that's when I know I'm down a path of being really selfish, self-centered, self-delusional, and that I need to go out and find someone to help. I don't care if that's in business, mentally, spiritually, physically. I just need to go out and help somebody and forget about myself, right? Because like a lot of times, dude, for me, I be thinking about myself all the time.
Yeah.
And the only time I feel actually fulfilled in life is when I'm thinking about other people and serving.
100%.
Right.
Why do you think that is?
Because people depend on me, bro. Like when people depend on me, I don't have time to go out and think about myself or use drugs or go drink or go fuck off, to be quite frank. Like I don't have time to do that. Like people are depending on me for education, right? Or to show up at the gym or to even just hold their hand, bro, when they're going through a dark time. You know?
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. We were created to help other people. So that went on for a while. Talk to us. What was the moment where it all changed after 6 years?
Yeah, dude. So it's a funny story, bro. It's a good story. My favorite story. So I was at my office. I was ripping dials, selling policies.
Just another day.
Just another day under the shackles of using drugs and trying to make things work in life. And my mentor, Mindy, she texted me and said, "Hey, I'm coming down to Columbus for a training. I'm going to train your people. Make sure you're ready." I'm like, "Hell yeah, guys, guess what? Mindy's coming down." I was getting real hyped up, dude. I was like, "Hell yeah." Because I love Mindy, bro. Like when we're together, bro, we just we connect on a different level. Like we have a really good time, but I also respect the hell out of her for what she does, dude. Like she's an amazing woman. She's an amazing mother, wife, and mentor, right? And she
1,000%. Most badass mom I've ever met.
Badass, bro. Badass. So I'm really lucky that she came into my life and she was able to mentor me.
And I hate to do this. Can we put this story on pause for a second?
Yeah.
You got to share the story about pivot stories real quick. We got to hear to give it context. You got to tell the story about how you got into this business and how you even met Mindy.
Dude. This is great. Okay. This is my second favorite story. Honestly, it should be my first because it brought us here, right?
True.
So I was I bought a house after college, did some side hustles in college to be able to buy a house after. Damn near paid in cash for it. And I got all these letters and I'm like, what the hell is this shit? Mortgage protection, call this number, get sick, pass away. Okay, whatever. I called it, answered a few questions, and then it said someone would be reaching out to me. I'm like, all right, that was weird as fuck. Throw it away. And and then someone calls me and they're like, hey, I'm just calling you about that mortgage protection form that you called into. Want to make sure you're at 123 Main Street. I'm like, yeah, that's me. And they're like, okay, we're sending an underwriter out to you so we can talk to you and go over your options. Okay, great. So she sent her husband out to run Columbus, and that's Andrew. That's my boy, Andrew Tibbs. Can't thank him enough. Owe him my life. And when he came out the first time, I was not home. Oh, I was upstairs. I'm sorry, but I heard a knock at my door. I thought the police were there to raid me. I didn't know why I wasn't doing anything bad either. I was just like, oh no, they're here to get me. These are just like the thoughts I was having, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then so I didn't go. He calls me back. She calls me back. He's like, dude, you missed your appointment. We're going to send him out tomorrow. Just make sure you're there. I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay, I got this time. I'll set an alarm.
You better be here, else we will raid you this time.
Right. So I was like, okay. So I was there that next day. I was packing up my bags. And I was actually about to head out again because I forgot about it. And yeah. Talk about some of the clients we work with. I was about to head out to go grocery shopping because of my day off. And right when I opened the door, dude, he was like about to knock on it. And I'm like, who the fuck are you, dude? And he's like, I'm Andrew. I'm here for an appointment. I'm like, oh. It's like, damn it, dude. Like, I was just about to go grocery shopping. It's my day off. And he's like, it's all right. We'll get this done in, 10, 15 minutes. I'm like, all right, whatever, come in. So he like guides me to my kitchen table and he's like pulling out his stuff and his license and he's showing me and I'm like, what is this? I don't know what the hell this is.
You're like looking at the license, examining it.
Anyone could have printed this off. I'm like, okay, that's fine though. I'll hear you out. And he like starts going over and like, dude, this is the first time anyone's ever pitched me in sales. Like besides maybe like going to like a car lot and where you're going to get pitched. This is the first time someone like actually pitched a sales pitch to me. And it sounded good, bro. Like, I was like, dude, what? Like, you're telling me my house would be paid off if I pass away, which I just went through that with my parents. But if I get sick or disabled, it's also going to pay me the money so I can keep paying on it? I'm like, that sounds good, but I got to think about this, dude. Yeah. Isn't that crazy, dude? My dad just died 2 years ago, and I have to think about this. You know what I mean? So, like...
You were that client.
I was that client, bro.
You were that client, bro. No showed twice and said you need to think about it.
Unfortunately.
This is why I have anger issues, is guys like you.
I know, right? I know, dude. And then I was like, he's like packing up his stuff and he's leaving and...
Oh, he just you said I need to think about it. He just packed up?
No, he said, we're going to see if we can get you approved. And he started filling it out.
Okay.
And then I think he either came back, declined, or I was like, no, dude, I can't do this right now. I can't do this. So he started packing up his stuff. He's like, all right, whatever. Packing up his stuff and leaving. I think you could tell I just kind of was unserious. I was like, hey, whoa. Before you leave, bro. I'm like, I feel like this was a sales pitch. If like you would have made it, like if you would have like sold me right here, how much would you have made? Because I've been looking for a job and no one's hiring me, and I'm tired of spraying bugs for this mom and pop shop that's paying me like $10.50 an hour. And I was like looking at him all crazy and stuff, and he's like, damn, dude, like $1,000? I'm like, what? $1,000?
$1,000?
Dude, I was freaking out because I was like, you were here for 30 minutes, dude. I was like, you were here for 30 minutes. You would have made $1,000 in commission. He's like, yeah. I'm like, how do I get involved? He's like, here's my wife's number. I'm like, all right. So I waited, like, he left and I was kind of like thinking about it. I called my sister and I'm like, hey, have you ever heard of this insurance gig? She's like, yeah, my friend does that. She's doing well. She did like, can I say numbers here?
Yeah.
She's doing like $50,000 a month. I'm like, bullshit. If she can do it, I can fucking do it. So I called the number I got, Mindy, and she's like, hey, dude, it's hard. It's hard. You got to buy leads. She's like, you're gonna.
I could just imagine how that conversation went down with Mindy.
She's trying to scare me out of it.
Yeah, which you should.
You should. I mean, it is hard. You got to buy leads. But like the people who are scared of that, like I wasn't scared of that. I knew what it was to grow a business and to make a business and make money. It takes money to make money, bro. And I'm like, yeah, like
Correct.
I get it. Like let's just do it. Let's try it. I have no other thing I'm doing besides this shitty dead end job that I can go back to if it doesn't work out. So like what's it gonna hurt if I just put all my chips in, put my trust into this because it was working for him. Obviously didn't make my sale, but I'm sure he made other ones. I'm like, and my friend is doing it. Mm-hmm. She's killing it. I know I'm better than her. I mean, I'm not better, but I mean,
She can do it. I can do it.
She can do it. I can do it. You know, I could maybe do it at a little bit higher level.
Who is it? Is she still selling with us?
No, she was. I didn't join her team. She didn't join mine.
Oh, gotcha.
She does the other things now.
Got it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she got like in some fraud shit. She just wasn't. I didn't want to go on her team because I kind of knew what she was a little bit about.
No shit.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, but nonetheless, that's how I met Mindy, and she tried scaring me out of the business, and I said, nope, I'm gonna do this.
What an amazing story.
Yeah.
All right, so let's pivot to your favorite story. So this was how long have you been doing this business up to this point? And how long you and Mindy had a relationship?
2 years.
2 years. So 2 years in, you and Mindy have been working together. Things are going well. You're crushing life insurance at this point. Selling a lot of policies. Mindy's like, yo, I'm coming up to your office to train your team.
Yeah.
Did she come to train your team?
No.
You didn't get any sales training? I'll let you tell it. I'm sorry.
All right. Yeah. I got something way better than sales training. So when she came up to my office, it was like, she said she'd be there at noon. It was like 6:30, 7 p.m. And I'm like, where the hell have you been, dude? When she walked through the door and she's like, sorry, man, traffic was bad. And I'm like, all right, whatever. And then I see Ryan Koski, my boy, bro, like my boy till I die. Walks through the door. I'm like, Ryan, awesome, bro. Like, you're here too. I didn't know you were coming. And then Mike walks in. I'm like, Mike, I knew you'd be right behind Ryan. What's up, bro? And then I see Joe and Gabe, and I'm like, Joe, Gabe, hey, what's up? I didn't know you're coming to train. And I see my mom and my sister. I'm like, oh, Mom, Bree? All right. And then I see this random lady, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I've seen this on TV.
Oh, fuck. Oh, man.
Yeah. They take me into the conference room, and I'm just like, hey, this is actually made for, this is for business. And she's like, oh, Mindy's like, this is for business.
Did you actually say that?
Yeah, dude. I was just like, dude, like, this is... Yeah. I was like standing up, bro, and they were all sitting down, and the random lady, her name was, oh, man, dude. Oh, how did I forget her name, dude? I don't know. I was kind of fucked up at that point, but I was standing up, and they're all sitting down, and she's like, would you like to have a seat with us? And I'm like, I pull my seat, I'm like, fine, whatever. Sit down. I'm like, what do you got? What's going on, guys? And they pull out these letters, bro, and they're reading them to me, and they're the most genuine letters I've ever received from anyone, and it was real. Like, each of them read their letters, and like, I was really holding back tears, bro. You know what I mean? It goes back to that dad moment where I'm just like, rock on the outside, hurting on the inside.
Yeah. But
like, it was really bad, bro. Mindy started and just went. Andrew was there too, my boy, and Mindy's husband, and I really appreciate that. They went around a circle and they read their letters, and dude, it felt like I was at my fucking funeral. Like, cause like, they saw something in me I couldn't see at the time, you know, and I just realized like how lost I was at that point, and I realized that I wasn't hiding it as good as I thought I was hiding it. And then when it got to my mom and she started reading her letter, dude, I just like let it go. I couldn't hold back the floodgates anymore. Like, it was, I've never heard my mom talk to me like that before, bro. You know what I mean? Like, we don't talk about our feelings in our house. No, get over it. On to the next thing. And like when her and my sister like read their letters, bro, it was just like, I never heard them say that before, you know?
Yeah.
Eileen was the interventionist name. Eileen.
That sounds like an interventionist name.
Yeah, Eileen the Queen. The Queen intervened. And after they read their letters, dude, you know, I was just like so selfish, bro. I was just thinking in my head, like, oh, what about my business and me, instead of like, what happens if I invest in myself, go away for 3 months, and how many more people may be able to touch after that, you know?
1,000%.
I wasn't thinking that way because I was so under the delusion and the grips of these drugs at the time that like all I was thinking about is me, right? I couldn't get out of that, and you can't. If you're smoking weed, dude, if you're popping pills or, you know, doing cocaine, like you're under the grips of something evil to where like you can't think about other people like that. So I was trying to negotiate with everybody as I was trying to negotiate, right? Like, dude, don't you know I've been 14 days clean today off of pills, all right? I've been smoking weed, but 14 days clean. And that didn't impress them at all. So I was trying to tell them, like, can we come up with a plan to do something? Like, I'll do whatever, like, we have to do, but I'm not going to Texas, and I'm not going for 90 days because that's crazy. That's insane. And then I realized I was in a room full of the best salespeople in the world. Yeah. I wasn't getting out of it, bro. There's no way.
You against all of them.
Yeah, right. There's no way. And I went up to my boy Derek because he's in the office. I'm like, bro, you know what's going on there right now? He's like, what? Because we took a little bit of break. He's like, dude, they're interventioning me. They want me to go to fucking Texas and get help. I'm like, they want me to get help. That's crazy, right? I'm like, that's wild, right? 90 days? Can you believe that, dude? I can't do that. I'm like, I got a business to run here. He's like, bro, maybe you should hear them out. I'm like, fuck you, bro.
Did he know how bad you were struggling, though?
Yeah. I mean, probably not to the extent, because I was never telling anyone the full extent. I would give them little bits and pieces of information on, you know, but hey, strong person. I got to keep my composure, right? I don't tell all my feelings. Right. I don't show my full hand. So I go back in the room, dude, and Joe sat me down, dude, and he's like, bro, he's like, you're up on this hand.
Bro, good luck negotiating with Joe.
Yeah. He's like, you're up on this hand, bro. You need to cash your chips in right now or you're going to lose them all. And he's like looking at me dead ass in the eyes, bro. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I'm a terrible gambler.
Just needed to pull out a gambling analogy, and you're like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, literally, bro, because he knows how I gamble too. So he's good. He used that one on me big time. So I was like, you know, and at that time, you know, I had a girlfriend, and she lived in Germany, and we were going back and forth seeing each other, and she was supposed to be flying into America like that night. And I was like, dude, I don't see her often, like selfish thinking, right? And ended up having to cancel that trip, and I told her, like, hey, like, I have to do this. Like, I have to do this. I know I have to in the core of me. I don't want to do this, but like something's calling me and I need to do this right now. Or like, me and you will never be a thing ever. And I won't have any of the things that like truly make me happy in life. Cause like, matter of fact, I've been lying to you this whole time. Like, I've used drugs a lot, a lot more than what I made you think, you know?
Did she know that she knew you used a little bit?
Yeah. And, you know, she accepted me for who I was. And, but like, I didn't get to like the full extent, but I was opening up more and more to her, more than I have to any other relationship I had at the time. So I felt really comfortable with her, and she supported me going there. In full support. At first she was like super confused because she's never been in a relationship or been around that type of a scene, so it was hard for her to understand at first, but she called me back after like a couple hours and was like, yeah, you need to go, this is good. So dude, that night we went to dinner all together. or laughing and joking. Well, I wasn't. I was pissed the fuck off, dude. Everyone else is laughing and joking and like trying to have a good time with me, but I was just like sitting there so depressed, bro. Because, dude, I felt like such a failure at that point. Like I really did, and like I had the victim mentality at that point. Little did I know, like, dude, this was the start of something completely new. And Eileen was like, hey, we can go to dinner. You can drink as much as you want. And like, I think she just wanted me to get drunk, pass out, and then hop on the plane in the morning. And that's exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah. So, we got on the plane, and I was super scared, bro. And I was just like, almost like wanting to ditch her and back out. But I was just like, I just gotta do this. And I had, a suitcase and a backpack, and that was it. Packed what I needed, and ended up spending 30 days in a treatment facility and meeting some of my best friends in there, dude, because they all had relatable stories to me, and I learned so much about myself, dude. And if there was diseases on this table, dude, a table full of them, right? Like the one I'm picking is addiction every time. Because I would never have this opportunity, and most people don't have that opportunity to be able to self-reflect on themselves and their past and work through the stuff that I've worked through in that 90 days. Like I've jumped over mountains, bro, with some of the stuff that I've came face to face with and looked at, to where I see people struggling with that shit every day of their life for years to come. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So like I don't like to define myself by being an addict, but like I surely am, right? Like, but it's not my whole personality. Like there's more to me than just being an addict. But I'm glad I am. Because I do everything like I'm an addict, and that's good or bad, right? So I got
100%.
I got to be careful. Like when in business, I go crazy, bro. I go crazy on it. And when it comes to helping people, like, dude, I'm there, bro. I'm going to be there for you. Almost like, the drugs were there for me at one point. I mean, I know it's a weird correlation, but that's just how it is, bro. It's like I have another addiction to something that's healthy for my life.
Your addiction never goes away.
Yeah.
You can either channel into positive sources or negative sources.
Right.
100%, dude. Oh, damn. So, what a great story. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, dude.
That's powerful.
Yeah, I've never broke it down completely to anyone until today. I've given people bits and pieces of it. It was a really good time, bro. And after like the 90 days was up, I stayed another month. You know what I mean? And after that month, like I was just like, damn, why don't I just like move down here? Like this place is amazing. And
why don't I just stay in rehab?
Yeah, well, it wasn't just
Wait, you stayed in rehab another 30 days?
No. I just stayed in Texas, yeah, because, everyone was out and about and, living life at that point and sticking together. It was just a community down there, dude. But, God had other plans for me, and I ended up going to Europe for another 2.5 months right after that for my birthday, and we took my grandma out there to experience London, and then I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna like keep doing this for a couple months and like experience the world a little bit, because that's like what I've ultimately wanted to do.
Like,
experience new things in general, dude. Like we live in such a bubble in the US, it's crazy, bro.
Yeah, talk to us about Europe.
Dude.
I like how you did it. You did it in an interesting way too.
Yeah.
Share what you told me earlier.
Yeah, dude. Europe was awesome. I did it. I was on the plane going there, and I was just like mapping out what I was gonna do, kind of very vaguely and softly. And I bought a train ticket for 3 months. And after I spent a week in London with my family, I was like, all right, I'm going off to wherever. And it was very spontaneous. So I'd go to a new country or a new city or town for 3 days at a time, maybe 4 days if I really liked it. Ride into the Interrail. And, I hit Paris, Belgium, Amsterdam in the Netherlands. I hit Germany, a couple places in Germany, Czechs. I hit Budapest. I hit Croatia. I hit Austria. I hit a lot of different places, but like I didn't know what I was doing at all, bro. And when I went on like in these different countries, all the subway systems were like similar but different at the same time, you know. All like different types of transportation and getting around and ordering food was just different. So like I was learning as I went, and it was really uncomfortable at times. I was kind of a little bit terrified at some points because I was on the train going to my next destination when I felt like it. But when I was on that train, I was like trying to find a place to stay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it was super spontaneous on what I was doing. I had 2 backpacks, really one big one and like a little arm bag. And that was it, bro. Like I had my stuff I needed because I learned how to live simple through rehab, and I learned that I don't need all the flashy shit to make me happy, right? It's not that. I just need a couple pairs of clothes and a toothbrush, really. That's what it came down to be.
There you go.
So
well, what I like about what you shared too is you did it in an interesting way where you emptied your bank account and you only had a couple $100, and then you basically paid your way while you were there.
Yeah, dude, that was crazy. But it was so
by
doable.
selling virtually. Yeah, share with us about that.
Yeah. So, you know, I emptied my bank account and put that all away to where I could not access it even if I wanted to. And I took like $400 with me. And I just told myself, like, dude, the way I'm going to get around here is to just sell insurance on the go and have to stay disciplined enough to be able to put time aside for that. But anything that I make, I'm just going to use to survive off of. Like, it's literally like hunting to make sure that you can eat that night. So it put me to the test, bro. It really did, because think about the time difference too. I was 6-7 hours behind. So I'm having to work from, 2 p.m. to sometimes 3-4 a.m. And I had to make sure like I was disciplined enough to just set that time aside. And I would stay in Airbnbs Monday to Thursday, Friday to Sunday hostels, so I could network and meet with people or meet new people and learn about their cultures and stuff. And I made it work. And, typically in the first week I would sell anywhere from 6,000 to 9,000. So I was good for the month after even 1 week, but I wanted to keep doing it because I didn't have a budget for food, bro. I spent so much money on food. It's disgusting. Like 8-course meals and stuff just for myself.
Just by yourself.
Yeah.
You're just sitting there like in the restaurant with like, you got like a little bib on, just like geeking.
Straight up, dude. There's not many homeless people in
Caviar, steaks, truffle with the lobster.
Yeah.
Give me everything.
Right. There's not many homeless people in Europe, but like my thought was like, I'll order all this food and then whatever I don't eat, I'll just go find someone to give it to for that night, so they have like some good food to eat that night. So it was a cool experience, man. And like at the end of it, the tail end, I was in Croatia. I got stuck in Croatia for like a month and a half because I just loved it there, bro. It was so beautiful. It's like, when you're a kid, those are like those desktops, Windows screens that just had like that beautiful panoramic view. That's Croatia, bro. The clear waters.
Yeah.
So like a week before I had to like leave Europe, I was like, damn, I need to make some money to get home right now.
I need to sell some policies real quick.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so cool. We're in an industry where you have the ability to do that though, where you can be in Europe, you need to pay you need to get a flight home ASAP, just sell a policy, make a couple thousand, $2,000 and fly home. Dude, I can't, like, almost nobody else has the ability to do that. And it was funny because I enjoyed seeing your stories and what you're posting. And I think one night, like, you texted me at 2 a.m. and you're like, bro, just close the fatty.
Straight up, dude.
Over in Europe.
Yeah, dude. It is a blessing to do what I do, man, because like I don't know if that would have been possible doing it anywhere else. Especially not just like being in life insurance in general, but being an independent broker, right? Someone who's working with all the carriers so we can find the best products at the cheapest prices, dude. Like, it made it a lot easier to do that. right? It's still hard work, but it made it a lot easier to do that. So I'm going through like seasons of doubt. It's like, damn, like, would I rather have a 9 to 5? Hell no, bro. What?
Hell no.
Fuck.
I don't understand how you could possibly, after doing this job, making the money like, I don't understand how anyone could. I honestly don't know anybody that's done it, but like, even if you had to, it's how could you go back to working a salary job?
Bro,
Terrible.
I would never experience Europe like that, and like I'm gonna keep doing that. But like I want to take like a team with me and like go travel like that, go out to South America for a week or two and just like grind down on the phones and have a little bit of fun while doing it, just to be able to experience the world, right? Because we can experience the country, but like let's go experience the world and do this because we have that opportunity.
Bro, heck yeah! Just bring a few of your boys with you. Just go out there, sell some policies, and go explore. Dude, what was your favorite part of Croatia?
Oh, man, dude, there's so much about it. I would say...
Give us like just the top 5 bullet points.
I think the views. Any place that I went to, I was looking for the highest tower to just climb up and see like what the biggest view was that I could see, or the highest part of landscape, so I could see like whether it's a village or a town. So Croatia had some really good views like that, dude. The hiking was amazing. Dude, scootering, oh my gosh, I wish I got a scooter a lot earlier when I was there, because I was able to go see a lot more. I found like some old bunkers, bro. Some like, I feel like they were like old war bunkers.
That's cool.
Were like kind of like hidden. I don't know if anyone else knew that they were there, but yeah, I was able to just like do a little bit of exploring. I bungee jumped for the first time in Croatia off of a bridge, and that was the scariest thing I've ever done in my life. I thought.
Have you been skydiving?
Yeah, that's nothing compared to bungee jumping, bro. Yeah, I was gonna put the video out on Instagram, but I'm like, dude, like I'm really screaming in this video, but I might release it, to be honest with you, because it's a good one. It'll bring you a laugh.
If you don't, at least send it to me. I want to see it.
Okay, yeah, for sure, dude.
But that's beautiful, bro. And I meant what I said at the beginning of this podcast, where I'm really proud of the person you've become and seeing your progression the past few years we've known each other. Now that, I mean, bro, and congrats. I mean, that's a major accomplishment. You're sober after using for 6 years. So it's, I mean, I'm asking you, but I'm assuming, I mean, you probably feel like a different person. You feel like a new man.
Bro, I've never been under the influence of drugs for this long, or never not been under the influence of drugs for this long in my life.
What does it feel like?
Clarity, dude.
I'm sure.
Like being present and the feeling of peace and serenity, dude. Holy crap. I didn't know that was a thing, bro. When I found peace and when I found serenity, which it wasn't the same day. It was different days for sure. But when I found peace and serenity in my life, dude, I was like, holy shit. Like this is better than drugs. I didn't know this type of life existed, bro. And that sounds crazy. You know what I mean? But those are the two feelings. I got a lot of clarity now.
That's beautiful.
A lot easier to sell insurance now.
Yeah, I'm sure. What does your morning routine look like?
So I'm typically up by 7 o'clock. I'm not one to go out and hit it in the gym early in the morning yet. I'm still taking it slow, man. Baby steps for me. Because if I dramatically change things, I got to be careful with that.
Sure.
So I wake up at 7 o'clock. I'm to the office by 8:30. I still dial for myself. So I went back to starting from basics, dialing for myself. And I'll dial till about noon. Take 2 hours to go to the gym, go eat a good lunch. There's a little bit more details in like the morning routine as far as meditation and, saying a prayer before the day. I then get back on the phones by, 2:30, 3 o'clock. And I'm running appointments by that time because I've booked everything I could have booked. And I'm on call closing. Because we're working Facebook leads right now, Strong Point, and they're bomb, bro.
Strong Point's been hitting, bro.
And then I'm home, bro, by probably 7 to 8 o'clock each night, depending on if I want to grind. But, you know, sometimes I'm there till 9, 10 o'clock helping clients, depending on if I'm on the phone with them. And, you know, I typically cold plunge twice a day. I do
Twice
that
a day.
twice a day, once in the afternoon, once at night.
At night? Interesting.
Yeah.
Did it not keep you up?
No, it's like my new drug.
Really?
Yeah. I
Interesting.
get like a little hit from it.
So you're able to go to bed after cold plunging?
I hop in the sauna after. That kind of brings me down.
So you end on heat.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you got a sauna, cold plunge in your house?
Yeah.
That's the setup, bro.
Yeah. And then I hop in the massage chair after.
And massage. Dude, I'm coming over to your house, dog. Shoot.
Yeah, it's nice, bro. Health is wealth, man.
1,000%. What are some of your goals for the upcoming years?
Upcoming year. So the upcoming year, dude, I'm really focusing on helping people experience the good things in the business that I've experienced, and trying to help them through the bad parts that I've been through, right? The adversity I've overcome. So I really want to be able to teach people on how to not only sell insurance, but take back the control over their life, right? If they are in a place that they're being held down by something, right? It doesn't always have to be drugs, bro. Like there's sex, there's food, you know, different types of addictions out there. But I want to help people, dude. I really want to help people, because that's what makes me really happy at the end of the day, is when people are depending on me. So I know that, like, I have to do that because my life's depending on it, quite frankly. Because if I just go and produce and, you know, do what I already know what to do, like, that's really selfish of me, man. Like, I want to share the knowledge. I want to share the wealth. I want to go on trips with my boys this time. I was thinking a lot about them when I was doing it, and I was just like, man, this is awesome, and I love doing it. It was great to be by myself. But there was a lot of times where I was like, how sick would this be if, like, Derek was with me, or Jonah? You know what I mean? So I want to share those experiences with people that are around me. My goal is to just impact everyone I can impact, anyone I can impact, dude. Reach out to people in any certain way, whatever that looks like, too, to be honest with you. And at the end of the day, like, I'm not going to be so much focused on results. But I do want to bring on, you know, next year to 30 to 50 studs that want to change their life mentally, spiritually, physically, and financially.
1,000%. And in closing, what advice did you have for the person watching this right now that's currently struggling with addiction?
Anyone who's currently struggling with addiction, there's a different life, man, beyond your wildest dreams. And that might not involve money for you, right? The happiest time in my life is when I was in Texas, for that 94 months that I was there. And I didn't have anything besides my belongings to get dressed with, to bathe with. Like, I didn't need much. But that life exists. Like, and I promise you, bro, it exists. And if you just take that leap of faith to do something new that you've never tried before, or do the uncomfortable and go somewhere and get some help, you can really see the other side of it, and you can prosper, dude.
Amen. Man, what a beautiful note to end on. Lastly, what's one thing you're thankful for?
Just one?
Just one. If you had to say one.
Joan, I'm thankful for you, man. You've been an inspiration to me all throughout this whole process, whether you know it or not. And I mean that with full sincerity. When I got out and I started seeing you on Instagram and your team growing like crazy, and and how you're mentoring these guys and turning them into men. Like, you're younger than me, but I look up to you in such a way that like I want what you have, and if you want what someone has, you have to mimic what they do. So I'm really grateful for you, dude, and inspiring me to get to the next level.
Thank you, bro. Well, I really appreciate that. And I thank you for hopping on the podcast, brother. Let's keep on striving.
Let's keep striving, baby.
Keep striving, baby.
Prosper.